blue. It's me again, just like it happened here before.
Hello there everyone. Today I'm going to do something that's a little bit different. I decided to do a mini Let's Build along with just showing you how I like to use some of my favorite items. And I have a lot of comments asking me to do Let's Builds, and I'm assuming those people have not seen the Room by Room series that shows and explains how I build using one room at a time and just building on from each room. So to do a Let's Build on builds that I put out would be almost impossible to kind of recreate them, if that makes sense. That's why I try to show the grid in case you want to try to recreate it in real time on your device. So I wanted to put this out today just so you could see kind of how I do it and do that along with showing you some of my favorite items. So when I come back, we'll start the build. Okay, so I've already put one room here and one room ahead, which you know that I do, but I wanted to show you this item here. I'm not going to use it in the build, but it is one of my favorite items because you can use it indoors or outdoors as a spa, because I'm not too fond of the big hot tubs. I mean, I think they're fine, but I just think this looks much nicer, and I like the fact that you can put it outside. The next thing I wanted to show you, and I'm not going to use in this build, are these closet units, and you can use them as room dividers if you're building like an efficiency apartment or something like that, or maybe even a commercial build. They really work well to divide up office space if you're making an office building, or even if you want to make a public restroom. They're absolutely great if you want to just put a different look to the room, but you can just stack them up side by side and sort of put toilets there if you want to make a public restroom to make for privacy. So that's another thing I like to use. Now next, you'll see me using a lot dressers. They're not just for bedrooms. Some people don't realize you can just use them for regular furniture. I like to use them as console tables, entryway tables, sofa tables like you see here, where I'm putting it behind the sofa, and you can put a lot of like pretty decorations behind it and even a window of your choosing, and just really make it look the way you want to, and it adds a little something extra to the room without taking up too much space, particularly if you can't find a picture or a wall art that you want behind the sofa. You can substitute it for one of these dressers and use a sofa table. The next thing are the nightstands. I love using them interchangeably with the end tables from the living room section. So if I can't find an end table in the living room section that I like, I always go to the bedroom section and find a nice nightstand. I feel like we have a better selection of nightstands than we do living room side tables. So the next thing are these bookshelves, and to be honest with you, I just recently discovered that they can be freestanding. I don't know if that's a new thing or not. I guess I had just never tried to make them freestanding, but I really like using those to divide up spaces in rooms as well. So I did end up keeping one on this build for a while, but I just wanted to show you what you can do with them and just sort of create separated spaces there and still make it look really nice. So the next thing are these coffee tables. I didn't realize until a while after we got them that you can put decorations on all three sections of them, which is pretty cool. I typically don't like to put a lot of decorations in a room, but that is an option. The other thing are these wall plants. I really, really like them. I just wish you could hang them over furniture. But if you have a space like this where maybe you wanted to put a window, they look great on either side of a window, and then that way it gives you a little extra in the room as well. Now the other option, of course, is just to put a window on either side of the side table and then put a photo on the middle part, but you know, you can do that however you want to, but that's just something that I enjoy using. The next thing are these plants. These, I guess they're ficus trees. I like them because you can angle them different ways in the corners of rooms. So if you have a bare corner, it always adds something nice to the room. I also love the fact now that we can take these out of the spa lot. I have the other one in use on another lot, but that's wonderful that we can do that. And I also like these outdoor bars to bring them inside to make inside bars with. I like the fact that they come in the lighter gray and then this color. They call it black, but to me it's still gray. It's like a dark charcoal gray. And I really have been lately using them in my kitchens quite a bit, especially in the downtown apartments when you're trying to save space. But I just love the stone look of them, and if you're building something modern, that is definitely an option. So next I'm going to show you this. I've been doing this a lot lately too. I've been using especially these older black kitchen cabinets to make sort of like a wall shelf unit. And of course this is nothing new, but some people may not have seen it before. Just using kitchen cabinets in other areas of your home, especially like dining rooms to make china cabinets out of, that's a good option too, because we don't have a lot of china cabinets. So next on the build, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I always try to plan one room ahead because of course you have to have doorways in the existing room that you're decorating. So I wanted to go ahead and build out the bathroom. And at first I thought I would just put a double shower stall there and put a toilet stall, which I love doing them separated like that. And then I realized I wanted to do the chalet showers, and you have to come in and out of those from the side. So this size room for the shower stall would not have worked in this build, so I ended up taking out those shower stalls, moving the toilet stall over, and then putting the chalet showers on either side of that shower stall room so that you could get in and out of the showers from the middle, which you'll see me doing next. But I really like dividing up the bathrooms like this. I think it gives it a wonderful look, and you'll see it a lot in the newer builds in real life too, and I've really enjoyed doing that lately. And we'll put a window there in the middle. So I have the bathroom started here, and I just want to make sure I have all my doors placed and where everything's going to go, so that when I come back to it to finish it up, I'll know what to do. So planning a room ahead on the other side, I know I'm going to need a bedroom. So in order to get to that, because of what I've already built, I built a small hallway here. And then when I'm planning my bedroom, I always like to plan, am I going to put a double bed or am I going to put a king bed? If I'm going to put a king bed, I want to make sure I have 3 spaces in the middle. If it's a double bed, I'm going to put 2. I decided to put a king bed in here, so I wanted to make sure vertically there I had 3 spaces where I could center the bed on the wall. And I also try to decide what kind of dresser am I going to use ahead of time, because if I'm going to use a dresser that takes up 3 spaces wide on that top wall there, then I would want to make that size so I could center it. If not, which I chose here to make just a double wide dresser, I wanted to make sure I had 2 squares in the middle. I had chosen the blue bed before, but then I changed my mind and I wanted to put this green and goldish and cream colored bed in because I wanted to use that villa gray bedroom furniture, and it goes really well with that bed. I just love it. And you can see that I've chosen the black flooring. I have a TV over there to line up with the bed on the other side, and then you'll see me choosing the wall color here. I wanted to use something a little brighter because we have that deep red in the living room, because I do like to have a lot of contrast flowing through the house. I put the window on that corner up top there because I knew on the bottom corner of the room I was going to need to put a doorway, so that way, see right there, the door would be matched up with the window when you're looking at the bed. And I wanted to put a window here in the hallway, and then we're going to put some wall color on the hallway here. And that's pretty much all you need in there. No need to decorate that hallway at all. Just putting some lamps around. So this is sort of how I do things, and I just keep adding on rooms. Just turning on the lights here. And then you'll see the bedroom is almost complete here. And I just love using windows. I think that's why I choose those chalet windows so much, is because they're floor to ceiling like that. Now I come back to the bathroom here, and I decided to use the chalet sink. I use that a lot. I do really like the sinks in the package that I bought over Christmas, but for some reason I always come back to using these chalet sinks in any of the finishes that they come in. They have the black and gold, they have the silver. They're just really pretty, and even if you're not building a modern home, you can still kind of fit them into the decor. So they're kind of my go-to, I guess, in case you haven't noticed. So I'm just sort of decorating the bathroom here, and putting a rug in and just making sure everything lines up and looks pretty, putting in a towel rack there. And then I always like to step back out and take a quick look at how everything's looking. We have the showers there, the toilet, the sink. So I'm pretty satisfied at that point with the bathroom. I love that shower like that. All right, so to me, at that point, the living room was looking a little bit cluttered. So I decided to take the plants off the wall, and I decided to just declutter and make it more of a workable space. The one thing I noticed was I definitely needed a doorway into the hallway. So I needed to be able to get through the room quite easily, and I wasn't real happy at that point either with the front door and where it was located. So I just started taking a look around the space here, thinking about how I can keep the look that I have and that I like, but still make it work. So I'm also thinking about a kitchen, where I'm going to put a kitchen, because I don't have one of those yet. And I'm often easily distracted by, when I'm scrolling, furniture that I could put where. So you see me there just backing up and putting a few extra things in the bedroom to make it more lived in. So then, of course, I'm still thinking about where I'm going to put the kitchen. And I figured out, as I often do, because I build room by room, that I've backed myself into a corner here. So that's the fun part of building this way, is when you do that, you're not necessarily fixing your work. You're just having to use your imagination a little bit more and rearranging some things. So I decided to take out these cabinets here. And I decided I did not like where the door was, because it was taking up a space that I could use. But before that, I wanted to maybe try to get a little kitchenette into this room to make this more of like a little small cottage. So I tried that first, and that was fine. It was workable, but I still wasn't very happy with the flow of the room. So I went back out and I decided to add on to the front here a small kitchen, which you see me doing here. So I'm moving all of the appliances and the stove, the cabinets, and the countertops, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to put this kitchen to where it would be a workable area. And I was realizing too, I wanted to use that sink that I love, the black and white sink that is 3 spaces long. So I was starting to think about how I could fit everything in there to use that sink. And I did end up making that work. So I found the sink and put it in. And it worked just right in that space. So now you'll see me just putting a doorway into the kitchen. And of course we have to put a window there to give it some light. And then some wall color and flooring. That's my favorite tile, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. And I do love the gray wallpaper. And put some track lighting in there. And now we have a kitchen that's functional. It's small, but it is a small home. So that's what I had decided to do at that point. And then I was looking at the room here, and I was not happy with the flow of the room still. So I decided to take out the front door and maybe play around with how you come into the home. So in order to do that, I knew I needed to maybe move the bench. I was being really indecisive at this point. So I decided to throw the door over here temporarily in case I did want to use it, so I wouldn't have to dig it back out of inventory, and to just play around with the bar. So what I ended up doing was moving the bathroom door and the towel rack, and I thought I may put the bar against that door till I realized that wouldn't work. Then I realized I wanted to line the bar up with the couch in the middle of the room. So I'm going through this with you so you can kind of see my process on how I build things, because again, I get these questions quite often. And I added a window there in front of the bar, but I still yet had to decide where I was going to put the front door. And I tried it over there beside the window, but that urban door doesn't really match the chalet door too well. So then I decided to go grab the chalet doors and to put one on either side of the front window there. And I ended up really liking how that looked. So we'll back it out and I'll show you. And I've never used it that way before, but I really like it. I like how that worked. So now I'm looking at the shape of the home and I'm still not happy. So this again just shows you my process of thinking when I'm making a house. I'm not happy with the kitchen really. I know there needs to be something on the back of the home. The shape to me just does not look right. The first thing I did was I wanted to change the exterior because the inside of the house is just a little bit more modern. I didn't really want to have a brick exterior on it. I wanted a little bit more contrast there. So I started thinking again about what I was going to do to the back of the home. And I decided to do this, and it's a really neat idea. Instead of just adding a plain old room on the back, I decided to add a skinny hallway here, leaving a space between the bedroom and the hallway, and then build on an office, leaving a space between the office and the bathroom. And you'll see me, I'm just going to create the hallway here by using some windows. I also wanted to put an extra window on the bedroom side there so that you can see straight through to the hallway, because I wanted to end up putting flower beds in those skinny little grassy spaces there so that you have beautiful views from the bedroom, the hallway, and the office, which you'll see here just in a minute. But this is the process that I used to just build on the office. I wanted to make it like a nice little workspace, and you'll see me putting some bright wallpaper there. I think I used the fresh white, and I'm adding the doorways into the hallway there and into the office. I wanted to do the little 2 archways there, which, by the way, I wish we had some single arch plain black doorways. We just don't have a lot of things in the way of black doors except for glass ones, so hopefully in the future they'll adjust that. But you see me putting the flower beds in here. I decided to use the white flat ones that I got from the farmhouse. When I redid it, I took them out and put them in inventory, and I wanted to do white because it would match the exterior of the home. I definitely wanted to put a couple of cactus in, and I really love the red spiky flowers that we can put in those beds, so I decided to put those in the middle there to add a little bit of color. And to me, doing something like this is even better than adding wall art. It's like living art, and I really love doing this if you haven't noticed in some of my previous builds. So now I'm putting the finishing touches on the flower beds out here. And I wanted the white rose ones to kind of go with the exterior too. And just taking a look around to make sure, oh yeah, see how pretty that looks? I mean, it looks gorgeous. I love that. And then when you come into the office here, you're going to see it from the hallway, and then you're also going to see it from over here on the other side of the office. You're going to see those plants out there. So I really, really love that. And I'm liking the shape a little bit better now, but I'm still not too happy with the front. But we will adjust that here in just a second. I wanted to go ahead and finish the office before I attempted to fix the front of the home. So I decided to make it a little workout area along with putting the desk there. And you'll see me just putting the finishing touches here. I added one of those metal tables with the magazines and put the nice black lamp. That's one of my favorite lamps because when you turn it on, it glows at the bottom, and I just think it's really pretty. So that's the office there, and I'm very happy with how that turned out. And I love how you can look through the bedroom and see those plants. So next, I definitely wanted to do something about this kitchen. I was not happy with how it was making the front of the house look, but I knew I had to have a kitchen, and I really had no other options. Again, if you build in this manner, you're always going to run the risk of backing yourself into a corner. So I ended up, again, moving this bench for about the 50,000th time and deciding just to make this kitchen a little bit deeper so that we didn't have this long, skinny room jutting out the front, and that made me a lot happier. And it also did something else. It gave me an eat-in area, so I decided to drop all the furniture down to the wall here, the kitchen items here. And all I had to do next was find a nice little table. So I found a gray table and chairs to put here to match the kitchen and the floor. Those chairs have the wall color and the floor color in them, so they worked out just perfectly. So now I'm much, much happier with the kitchen, and I'm liking that a whole lot better. I like how it looks inside and outside. It's making the shape of the home a lot better to me. So at that point, I just start choosing trees, and I don't like to put a whole lot of landscaping unless it's like this elaborate project that I'm working on. So for small homes like this, I tend to keep the landscaping very, very simple. The one thing I didn't do on this build was add exterior lighting, but I didn't want to get too detailed because I didn't want to keep you here for too long, but I wanted to be able to show you how I build. So you just saw me add a window there to the kitchen to balance out that side of the house with windows, and I really like how this little house turned out. I think it's really cute. It's nice and colorful without being overcrowded, and I really enjoyed recording it while I built it for you. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions about not being able to do Let's Builds. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like. If you're new here, welcome. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. I really appreciate all of the wonderful comments that I'm getting, and please stay tuned to the Valentine's house that's coming out in the next day or two. Alright guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video.